All right. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Mark Wallace. I'm an application engineer with SmartSights, and this is one in a series of SmartSights presentations regarding industry-specific solutions. All right. What we're going to do today is we're going to give a short SmartSights overview, present some of the challenges that present some of the challenges that are in life sciences, how we deal with those, processing audit reports and those types of things, a quick look at the SmartSights platform, and then we should have time for Q&A. So what do we do? SmartSights actually has two parts to its platform. One part is alarm management and notification. What we do is we tie directly to the data source, whether it's a HMI, a SCADA system, or what have you. And what we do is we monitor alarms, we manage those, and then based on profiles and delivery parameters that are generated by the users, we then send those messages out in an encrypted format, either via an app, text message, voice. We can actually get over a PA system if you want, or email to an individual or a group or groups of individuals, and at a frequency determined by you. What group gets the initial alarm? What group gets the next alarm? How long do we wait between those messages being sent for somebody to respond? Do we repeat them? Those types of flexibility. On the other side is the reporting and analytics platform. And what we do is we deal specifically on this side with things like compliance, being able to automate the reporting process from a compliance perspective. Maybe you're looking at how things run within the operations, looking to improve quality. Maybe it's just auditing, for example. Now, we play in a variety of industries, and I apologize, this one being the life sciences specifically, to subject you to all of them. But as you can see, here is a compliance report from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection from a water perspective. We can either, you can utilize pre-built templates that allow you to fill the data, have the data filled out automatically for you. We can import the formats like you see in this particular case. This one's available on the website, and we can fill those out, or you can build these from scratch. It's very similar to Excel in the way the product operates and the way it stores things. But what it does is it allows you, one, to automate the process, two, remove the number of individuals that are going to have an input into any one form, and three, maintain control over that form and not be dealing with multiple versions that may exist across the enterprise. Right? Here's one for water treatment, manufacturing, food and beverage, operations, OEE, oil and gas, and then some here for life sciences. Again, this ad nauseum, it's simply to demonstrate there's a wide variety of sophistication that we can provide from a reporting perspective. And again, the biggest advantage is making it more efficient and simpler for you to set up from the standpoint of it can actually just be automated. All right. Now, this product covers the full gamut of potential applications. For small OEMs and facilities, I mean, we can talk directly to the PLC, pull the data out using OPC, all right? If you've got an HMI system, like an FTView, iFix, for example, we can report the live data directly from that system, all right? Or we can take the data from the data logs and produce the same type of reporting as well. If you're fortunate enough to be hooked up to it or have access to a historian, FT Historian, GE, Aviva manufacturers as well, we can pull that data from them also. We also can pull any data that's stored within standard databases. Examples that we use here internally, we have an ISA 18.2 compliance report that we can provide. That's stored and maintained within a database. In addition, the other side of the product, which is called Win911, from the management and notification standpoint of those alarms, you can pull from that so that your reports can also include not only process information, but associated alarm data should that be necessary. So the life science industry, all right? Most of you on this call already know that is. It's research and development on living things, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, medical healthcare, medical devices, cosmetics. All right, all these areas. All right, you deal with a variety of processes and equipment, anywhere from specific lab equipment to pumps, mixers, reactors, centrifuges, etc. All right. But you all face common challenges. You're all concerned with equipment downtime. Of course, you were concerned with safety, protecting customers, for example, from a product quality perspective. With respect to quality, you're often operating within very tight tolerances. So being able to understand what's going on quickly so that you can address any issues that need to be resolved to maintain that type of situation. In addition, regulatory compliance, very big in the life sciences. You're talking FDA 21 CFR 11 data security, process and equipment sterilization requirements, as well as process validation. And then ultimately, or finally, you want to reduce waste. Not only do you not want to waste the product from the standpoint that it doesn't meet the quality standards that are set out, what you don't want to do is run yourself into a situation where the product is being wasted simply because you can't provide reliable audit data on those processes. All right. So IT is involved intimately in most production environments, specifically in life science. What we do here is we have a very modular design. And what that allows us to do is be implemented across most topologies that you're going to find in any organizations. All right. We have a module that sits within the plant network itself. All right. It can communicate to the mobile hub, if you will. This is all maintained, the communications hub. This is all maintained, either within the DMZ or deeper. Those then, the mobile hub is the only one that reaches outside the firewall to deal with some of the other cloud services that we may have and allow you to perform things like push notifications, emails, and etc. So reporting in life science. All right. What is CFR 21 CFR Part 11? All right. All right. Again, it's regulations enforced by the FDA, and it's on specifically pharmaceutical, medical devices, cosmetics. All right. What we do is provide a standard way of electronic record keeping so that, as I mentioned earlier, what you don't have is multiple individuals entering by hand or data entry into multiple versions of the form that need to be collated before the report is ready and be able to coordinate and have all that available at a specific time in a specific place. In addition, because the federal government is involved, you need to be able to maintain document security, be able to demonstrate that this thing was reviewed, it was approved, and it was locked down as of that point. You'll also be concerned about things like version control. What if you need to roll back to a prior version? How many versions has it gone through? Why do we have these number of versions? As well as audit trailing, who's done what, who hasn't done what, and when. We can maintain that as well as provide that kind of accounting to you as well. And then, of course, electronic signatures. We can manage the electronic signature process as well as track the life of those on any of the documents. So from a security perspective, if you start at the user standpoint, this is, of course, where you provide your authentication, logging into the system. Everybody has an ID. What you're seeing now is the user group list. All right. This is what determines the capability any user has. So, for example, do they have access to the development tools? Can they publish on-demand reports of the server? Can they edit and save scheduled reports? Can they view PDFs, etc.? So all of this can be set up. The default group that you see here obviously allows all of these functions. You could create any number of groups, looking here specifically like groups 5 through 15, to have only a subset of those. Once users are assigned to the group, all right, they now inherit the permissions for that group and are restricted to, if you will, those types of capabilities. So now we know who the players are. Not only do we know who the players are, we know what they can do. All right. The audit trail. The audit trail is the log of events. This will be, and you will see entries in here for changes in configuration, changes in entity security, and the status of electronic signatures. So over in the screenshot you see here, for example, you'll see there was a rollback under type. There was a rollback. Maybe farther down there were minor modifications. Two charts were adjusted for alignment, and etc. So what we do is we go ahead and track all those things. Now, this particular audit trail information, it can be exported in like a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet, so that data is exportable and available for you, but we do maintain it internally. All right. Version control, and of course, this is just how many times the asset has changed, and being able to track to what extent, and it's changed. We track the change by authentication, which means every time a change has occurred, we're going to have an individual mark that change as well as prompt for a reason. So in this particular case, they're selecting where the change is going to be applied, the owner, the archive information, the comment, the archive time, etc. And of course, down in the lower right-hand corner, should rollback be necessary, there is flexibility for them to do that as well. All right. Now, electronic signatures, these are credentials provided on a user-by-user basis. So here's our user, Fred Murray, and as you can see in the bottom half of the screenshot, it shows that his e-signature has been enabled. All right, he has his name, he has a signature name, he has a title, he has a PIN code that he must put in to be able to apply his action to the report. And you see here, his role is review. So although he can't approve anything, he is on the list of reviewers, and you can have the process set up so that nothing can be approved until all reviewers have reviewed the document. All right. So you design a template like you've got here, for example. What happens is then you enable signatures to it, and what you do here, for example, is you simply indicate what groups you're going to enable for review and approve for this document. In this particular case, the only two groups that are required for approval are the review and approve group, and then you would indicate in the drop-downs which of the members of those groups are mandatory to move the document forward. Here's an example of what one of those documents may look like. So you may be a reviewer, for example. You bring up this document. You see in the red bar on top, it says that the e-signature status, it's not complete. You click the view details. Then you'll be given the opportunity to apply the signature. You've got all the information here that's filled in. Login name and password will be automatically filled in. You will provide the PIN code and the comment. And then what you'll see is that the document, in this case the report, is then rendered as an encrypted PDF, unalterable and time-stamped and dated so that we know where these are. Now, in addition to that, the e-signature certification history is available with that. Now, all of this can be distributed in a number of ways. It can be provided on demand. It can be set up from a schedule perspective. Maybe you have a document that's due, like that one water quality document is due on the first day of the month prior, after the month that the report is created for. You could have it set up so that on the first of the month, it runs all the data and fills out the report for the previous month. It then sends it to all the individuals that have to review it and approve it, and then it's automatically sent out via email. It could also be redirected and put into some other store location within the organization. All right. So from an overall comparison perspective, what we do here is from a compliance, all right, we can also support from a reporting perspective, multiple processes. I'll show you this particular dashboard in more detail in a minute here, but we can have multiple process areas, which means you can see sequential or parallel operations going on. In particular here, you've got a number of batches in which you have a number of lots, all right? Right. You can consolidate all the data sources. we could pull information, and that's some of the examples that you're going to see here is from the alarm and event database. You can pull it from your process historian, from the control system, or maybe an asset management system, depending upon the needs you require to populate the documents. Now, again, these are all secure documents or password protected PDF. And again, they can be email distributed, or they can be stored in other areas within the organization. Okay, let's take a quick look at the platform. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm bringing up the portal that allows you to see all the reports that have been developed and exposed. All right, so you can look at it from the main console of the product. You can look at it from a Windows client. You can look at it in a browser. So in this particular case, for example, I can come here for the drill down, and I can look at the batch cycle report. Now, this here is what we call an on-demand report, which means rather than being set up with specific parameters and it's going to be generated at a specific cadence and delivered on a particular time, this can be generated with all the data available at the time you request it. So I can simply here, for example, pick this batch, all right, and what you'll see here, there are a number of batches, all right, and all of these have lots within them. I'm going to refresh the display. And what you see here now is the batch report. So here is the batch number, all right, with a start and end time. Now you've also got all the lots. You've got the data, the line graph for it. You've got the actual data from it if you wish, all right? Lot 2, lot 3, and so on, all right? What we could also do is we could, in fact, maintain multiple badges if you wish, depending upon what the requirement for reporting is. Let's go ahead and refresh this. And that what you'll see is not only what we indicated before, lots 1 through whatever, 3 or 4 it was, 3. Now we've got the second batch, all right, here. I mean, this batch here, and you've got lot 2, lot 5, lot 6, etc. So these reports can be set up, and again, there are set templates that you can use. You can use whatever mechanism that you want from the standpoint of how the layout looks and feels. We can accommodate that. Again, it's very much like using Excel spreadsheets, so very flexible, very easy to use, and it's just a matter of tailoring what the output is to the need that you have. Now, from a consolidated view, and we talk about these when we talk about push reports, all right? A lot of times on the alarm side, individuals get alarms and they need, of course, the data for that. So what you can do here is we can go ahead and pull the data from the alarm system. And in this particular case, in an ISA 18.2 format, we've displayed all the data. All right. So what you see here is here's the performance dashboard, and it shows you've got critical areas, acceptable, manageable. All right. You've also got the alarm performance indicators. Now, what this does is it looks at the period metrics. It gives you primary KPIs. All right. And this is one of those reports that can tell you where the problem areas, the bad actors, if you will. You can have your bar graphs, you can have your pie charts, for example. You can come down to alarm sources, for example, here, and again, see where right here at the top 10 alarm source contributions. Okay, what they're telling you here is that the top 10 sources produce 90+% of all the alarms. So what it does, it provides you additional information, more specificity on where you can look to try and address some of these issues. There's additional reporting available as well, as far as all of this. Alarm floods, for example, how many of these did you have? How long did they last, for example? Something else that's important, standing alarms, how long were they outstanding? And then more specifically, alarm acknowledgement, how long does it take individuals to respond to this? Now, in the case of a combined report, what we call a push report, what these can do here is you can target, let me get back here to something that you want to see, okay? All right. We can target this to the alarm system to at a specific alarm being generated. It can not only log the data, but it can run a specific report based on parameters that you set. And that meaning what batch, a particular batch, particular facets within there, was it a boiler, was it a mixer, was it a reactor, whatever it was, and provide the the process data for say the hour or two prior to the alarm time, so that now not only do you see the alarm data like you get here, but you'd also get the process data like we've showed you here, so that you can associate these are the alarms that are happening, and this is what it looks like in the plant prior to those alarms. Again, additional information or insight into what is being experienced out in the plant and how it's being recorded. All right. So again, fast walkthrough here. Basically, again, the SmartSights platform allows you to deal with both sides of the equation, alarm management and notification, as well as reporting and analytics. What I'm going to do now is, let's see, any questions on what we've shown so far? In fact, what I need to do here, yeah, if you raise your questions, we can go ahead and take any of those. Or I can go ahead and I think I can let everybody talk. Hold on a second here. Well, first, any questions? All right. Well, I appreciate your attendance. Again, in the invitations that you receive, you will probably receive another email from a profile perspective. We'd like to see a survey to see what was the information useful. Are you interested in anything else? In addition, there's contact information within those original emails from an invitation perspective that you can use to reach out to and get additional information, possibly talk to salespeople, get on a call, and see a more in-depth demonstration of the product. But again, I appreciate your attendance, and everybody, please have a great rest of your day.